Just gonna let it happen. Good luck. Good luck. Okay. So let me pull out more ads. Thank you, one, for getting your asses over here, and I am super excited to be creating this platform for all the ladies and the men that honestly want to be able to have an environment and a space where not only you're getting that, but just an environment where we can honestly and truthfully just express ourselves, and allow our body to just take on our mental stress. And by exercising, by working out, by doing our active stretching, by all that fun routine stuff that we will get into, just release it through that and create a healthy coping mechanism. Because just like anybody, we've honestly, we all go through some shit that sometimes puts, when I say a weight, when I say it can add so much weight and stress onto you where you feel like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get through this. One of the biggest things that I've learned and that I've witnessed is that not everybody has healthy ways of being able to release their stress or being able to release their problems, or just even methods on how to transfer your mental stress into your physical, because that is what I did, and it allowed me to be able to not only relieve so much of that heavy weight that was sitting on my shoulders, but be such a positive energy in my life, in my environment, that just, I want to say, like, transferred into everything and anything else, anything and everything that I did. And I'm a big believer in the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So to kind of give you a little background on myself, I'm 23 years old. I currently live out in Montreal, Quebec, but I was born and raised Mississauga. But this is a GTA thing, but I was born in Toronto and raised in Mississauga. Majority of my life I was raised in Mississauga, Ontario. I had to experience basically growing up really fast, taking on the older sister role, and then also helping my mom along the journey at the same time, because my mom, we've been through a lot in my family, which is something that I can definitely discuss another time. But it definitely impacted 1,000% on how our dynamic was in our household. So going from there, I did not know what self-confidence was. I did not know what it meant to be vulnerable. And if you grew up in the same kind of dynamic as I grew up, my parents, or yeah, I would say my parents disciplined me in a way of, and it disciplined me through shame and guilt. If you were disciplined through shame and guilt, it was all like I feel like parents sometimes have a good idea. Like, I feel like there was love behind all of this. I truly do believe so. But if you were disciplined the way I was disciplined, which was through shame and guilt, and you were disciplined in a way where, instead of being given positive reassurance or some type of motivated advice, you were disciplined through basically being told you're inadequate, or basically being put down as a way of, like, bettering your performance. And how it came to affect me now, it definitely did not work, because I didn't realize that I still had those childhood traumas and those childhood moments or just memories that impacted my decisions, impacted how I looked at myself, impacted what I saw in the mirror. It really hit home, and I can honestly tell you that I had this epiphany moment last year. At 22 years old, I had that epiphany where I was like, oh, like, I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like I'm doing this for myself anymore. I don't feel like I'm 100% in my business, or I'm 100% on my journey, because I don't feel connected to me. I don't feel grounded in what I'm doing. Because my heart wasn't there. The love wasn't there. And even though everything I try to do in my life was coming from a good place, of course, I didn't feel like, in the end, I didn't get that connection. I didn't feel that connection. And hopefully, if you're watching this, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I completely understand. I didn't realize how all of these things impacted my decisions and impacted the routes I took, impacted my morals and values, impacted the people that I dated, impacted everything. And I had to really sit back and unfold that. I have been in the health and wellness industry for, I want to say 3 years now, solid. And what I realized is that I was still looking external instead of internal. I was looking more at how I looked, how I presented myself, and that if I look a certain way, that this is what people want, and I'm not gonna try to put glitters around it and make it look dazzly. That's exactly what it was. And that acknowledgement really hit me. You know what I mean? I realized I was doing that in every aspect of my life. Not doing it for me, doing it for somebody else. And as I was doing this, I didn't realize I was creating a mask along this journey that truly hid me and presented this image that this is Tiana, you know what I mean? Like, she's dope, she's out here, she's a part of X, Y, and Z, and she's making all of these moves, and it may look good, it may have looked great on paper, but back home, it may have looked amazing on paper, but honestly, it didn't reflect that on the inside. I didn't want to continue on that journey knowing that that's what I was doing, and I was running the same continuous cycle thinking that I'm getting anywhere, but I'm not. And I did not want to be a reflection of this verse. And it's from J. Cole, and he says, the good news is you came a long way. The bad news is you went the wrong way. And when I say when I say testimonial, when I say I'm a living testimonial of that, I just did not want to keep on moving in that cycle. I had to make a complete change, so I stopped. I literally went cold turkey. I stopped doing the same thing that I was doing before. I got myself out of the environments that weren't healthy for me, and I never felt a weight lifted off my shoulder more than anything than just doing that. Just allowing myself to slow down and breathe and take note of everything that I was doing and seeing my patterns, and just seeing them for that, because and not allowing any other opinions or thoughts impact my journey and impact my awareness. And honestly, one thing I love about being self-aware is there's a type of reassurance that comes from being self-aware, a type of confidence that comes from being self-aware, and it makes you feel so good. It makes you feel honestly enriched with a different amount of power and energy. And doing so, it allowed me to take the time I needed to recollect and realign myself. Within that time, I didn't work out. Currently wearing the waist trainer, keeping everything snatched in. We thick and curvy. We got a lot of work to do regardless, because I being self-aware, know just even though it may look good on paper, it may look good, it's on the inside that counts. And yeah, I took time away from working out. I took time away from just touching any of my businesses. I allowed myself to really just get grounded and connected with myself a lot more, get grounded and connected with who I am, who I want, who I am, who I'm working towards, what I'm working towards. And I want to be able to not only just educate, but experience this experience with each and every single one of you guys. This environment is not something that is going to be solely focused on results. Do you know what I mean? This environment is not going to be solely focused on physiological results. I can care less if you tell me, girl, I lost 15 pounds. But if you tell me, yo, I lost 3 pounds, but my mindset and the way I look at life and the way I look at myself is so much more enlightened, means so much more to me. And I am so excited to be launching out this training program to men and women, and to be able to create a community, which is going to be on our Facebook page, that allows all of us to share our experiences and develop mechanisms and tools and skills and habits that will just skyrocket you to a happier self. To skyrocket you to a happier self. So I am excited, I am happy, I am nervous, I am vulnerable, and I am excited for what TDC has to bring to each and every single one of you. I'm excited for what you bring to TDC, and I am so ready to be a part of this journey with you guys. So I'm ready. If you're ready, I'm excited for the training program. The posts are going to be rushing in this whole week. Everything is going to be starting February 1st. I'm excited to have you guys be a part of TDC training with me, and I'm excited for all of us to get every single type of result that we ask and we want. and have our physiological result be the default by the have our physiological results be the default that we see, because the mental is so much more important.